So we got that set. What I wanted to share with you is our new logo for this coming year. It's Serve to Change Lives. And let me try if I can get this up. There we go. That's our logo for this coming year. Serve to Change Lives. It's an exciting theme to pursue, and it's something that I know we all are working hard towards in our own clubs. Now, tonight's a long night, so I'm not going to, don't want to take too much time. So just wanted to share that with you real quickly. And I'd like to turn this back over to John.
Thanks, Vince. I appreciate it. Tom, is there any other housekeeping we got to cover before I get started? We good to go? Tom?
Good to go.
Good to go. Okay.
Yep.
All right. We're going to be discussing two really important topics. The first one is in Module 3. It's District Information Technology and Communication. And Module 4 will be Strengthening Membership. You should have received the module information on both subjects prior to the session, and hopefully had the opportunity to review them to prepare you for these sessions. As before, and so that you understand, I mean, this isn't a college dissertation. This material was given to you, and what we're going to cover tonight are the highlights in the material. It'd be impossible for us to cover everything in a short period of time, but at least we'll be able to add some flavor to what some of the material that you got. The material represents a basis upon which you can build as a leader. Moving on to the first module now. More than ever, technology and communication have become critical links in Rotary. I'm sure the information provided here, as well as the discussions that will follow, and probably even more so discussions that will follow from our experts, will go far in advancing your understanding of the platforms and the protocols that will assist you in your presidency. I would now like to turn you over to our district experts on technology and communications, Dennis Piper, Dan Doherty, and Felicia Mizek. Dennis, the floor is yours. Take it away.
All right. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. So, okay. Thank you for the introduction. I like that. I was like the choirs of angels, I guess. Anyhow, not that I want to hear those just yet.
I don't know where that came from. That didn't come from me.
I think that was the last Trump.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we will start to chat about some really important topics that, let's see, and share. So we're going to go through this rather quickly. There, as John said, there's just a wealth of information out there, and I want to say resources more importantly. As you're leading, as you're assisting in your clubs. So we want to really kind of go through this. So real briefly, we're going to talk about DACDB. We're going to talk about the Rotary District website. And we're also going to talk about the Rotary International, or myrotary.org. We'll also touch base real quick on the Learning Center. All great resources as you develop it as a leader in your club, but also as a Rotarian. So I really encourage you and your members to really dig into these resources. So it's not just something for presidents, it's for everyone, really. So first off, again, these are all free resources to help with communication and support of your club. And you'll see the links on here. So DACDB is our newest tool to our district. It is a product that replaced what many of you have heard of as Club Runner. And DACDB actually has a lot more offering to the whole resource world for Rotary, because it was written by fellow Rotarians, which is really important. So I'd want to use something that was developed by Rotarians, and it's got a lot of great resources. We'll touch base on those real quick and so forth. So let's get started. Again, my name's Dennis Piper. I'm the cute guy there on the left. Oh, that's Dan. Sorry, he is cuter than me. But Dan and I have been co-chairing for technology in the district. You can certainly reach us at any point, anytime. Dan is just been a phenomenal resource. He put a lot of time and energy into the stack transition, which was quite a challenge, but we are on top of it now. So if you have any questions or anybody in your club has any issues or questions about DAC or any of these things we're going to talk about, please give us a call, shoot us an email. If you use the email on the bottom, it@rotarydistrict7305.org, that will go to both of us, and we will get back to you on that. So real quick, there is a mobile version of DAC-DB. Now, this is not an app. It's actually a website. So if you type in m.dacdb.com and you sign in, you are going to have so many resources at your fingertips. So you can see your club information, clubs around you, leadership, and you're also going to have the ability to, I don't know about you, but when I was president, I don't know how many times somebody would ask me, do you have so-and-so's email, so-and-so's phone number? I created a paper directory, but then things like this came out and I'm like, give me your phone, put it on, boom, done. And now they have all that. You can actually get information of other members in other clubs, something you couldn't do in the Club Runner app. So this is a great resource for you to really stay in touch with your members as well as other members around the area and in the district. Now to the actual DAC-DB website. So it's a basic management tool. So it can organize all of your needs for your club members and so forth. Everything down to sending them information, putting up stories, having a pancake breakfast or whatever. You can post all those things. This is what the website would look like. You would sign in. If you're not sure what your sign-in information is, certainly reach out to us, or you could say forgot. The email address that's going to pop in there is going to be the one when you joined Rotary. That's the one that you gave Rotary put in. So with that, I'm actually going to go to a live session of DAC-DB. So you can actually see it live. So when you go in, you're going to see the district tab, but you're going to actually want to go to your club. Now you will see I have some tabs that you might not, but for the most part, when you go in there, there are a lot of resources, and 90% of these are free to you to use. If you want to subscribe, they have 3 key resources that are really valuable. If you have an issue with managing the finances of the club, I don't know how many times I hear club members going, what are you using to send your invoices? And they actually have a module that they provide at a very fair price that integrates to DAC-DB. And so you can purchase that and use that. And it already has all the Rotarians already built into it.
Hey, Dennis.
Yeah.
This is Joe Verducci. Just out of a curiosity in that finance, what is that compared to, let's say your club is using QuickBooks? Is it worth eliminating that QuickBooks expense to use that, or you're not going to be able to pull reports and different things out of the club finance?
Well,
I can answer that.
oh, please do, Dan.
The biggest feature for DAC is going to be for the finance module is going to be the billing of the dues. It does have a chart of accounts in there to where you could pull in a summary, you could pull up your check register. They do offer a 1-month trial version of it. Like I know my club uses it and the district uses it, which same treasurer for us. It's as simple as go through. Once you get it set up, he sent out the entire district. He said 82 clubs in 10 minutes. Same thing with our members. So it can pretty much replace it, but it is a little bit of a learning curve. I could point you in a direction.
Will it import from import or export into QuickBooks?
I have to double check that. I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure my treasurer pretty much sat down in one Sunday afternoon and just manually imported
Yeah,
it. So
it will not.
best
Yeah,
here.
yeah, it will
Okay.
not because it's written specifically into DAC-DB and integrates all the members, all the details of the members. So, you know, it is very proprietary in that sense. But it's definitely worth, can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I just heard a ding and I'm like, uh-oh, I'm being called to heaven. All right. So anyhow, yeah, so it's worth trying. You could do the trial. I've heard a lot of great things about it. It certainly simplifies the process. But I will tell you, if it ain't broke, don't fix. So, you know, give it a try. The other one that I think costs money, where'd you go? Oh, the website. So if you wanted to build a website, you can certainly go in there and they have several options. Again, I don't have a lot of time, but I'm gonna burn through this. You can build a website very easily. They have a template system that just about anybody can learn. There are a lot of resources on how to do that. They will also integrate to a WordPress site. So if you do have a site that is in WordPress, it will integrate as well, and it will overlay it with that. Everything else, for the most part, is free. You can email people. So, hey, I want a pancake breakfast. I want to send a flyer out to everyone, and I don't want to have to create a group in my Outlook, blah, blah, blah. You go in here, you create what it is you want to send to your members, boom, it's out the door. That is free. If you want to post a story to the district website, you can, hey, I want the district to know that we're having a mimosa breakfast. We need a lot of those lately, don't we? So anyhow, or if you want to, how many times have you asked your club members to make sure your information is up to date in, you know, RI and all that? Well, you can click RI compare or Club Verify actually, and the Club Verify sends everybody an email and says, hey, is this information correct? They would basically say yes or no. If it's not, they could sign in, correct it, and hit done. All this information will integrate out to the RI website. So really, you don't have to bounce too often from an administrative perspective, both RI and here. So when you're in here, you can actually go into your member section and you can actually add your members. You can even give them an invitation to new members. So if you have a prospective member, you can actually go in there and say, oh, we're going to send you a application electronically. And so you go in here and you can send that and out the door it goes. So, and I do apologize. There's just so much information here, but what's real important when you get into DAC-DB, they have a lot of resources at your fingertips. There are videos, there are slides, there is just about everything you need in there to really understand it. But most importantly, you have people like Dan and I who are willing to just jump in there with you and help you out. We can do screen shares and certainly walk you through any of the hurdles that you might have. They have a great support team as well. So I really would encourage you and even your members, everybody who's a Rotarian in our district has access to this. So some have more than others just based on their leadership levels, but a really great resource that I really hope people can just jump in there and take advantage of. It takes time, but certainly worth it.
Dennis,
yeah,
this is Jerry Maynard here. Could you elaborate on who has what rights to make changes on DAC-DB? You said by leadership positions. Elaborate
within
on
your
that,
club.
please.
Yeah,
Within your
club,
club, there's
yeah,
security levels. Oh, sorry, Don.
No,
I was
go
just
ahead,
gonna say, within your club, there's security levels to do it. Mainly an officer can make a change of anybody within their club. Now, there are a couple people in the district like Dennis and myself, the district secretary, to where if you have a trouble could do it, but your president, all the officers, president-elect, treasurer, secretary, they could all make changes. Now, if you do have a techie person in your club, maybe the officers aren't very technical, that person can be given that security level. It's a matter of we could help you through that if you need that done.
Okay, and how do we go about getting that IT person those rights?
Just letting Dan or I know who it is.
Repeat that.
You can just let Dan or I know who that person is, and then we would go into your club and we would sign them that level, and it's real simple.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Good question, Joe. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to jump into the district website. I'm going to bring up a live version because it has certainly changed. Dan and I have really bored lately because this is a great opportunity. So when you go to the district website, this is what it looks like currently. This is a live view. There's the new logo that was announced that Vince talked about. There's a lot of great resources here as well. Some of the newest ones, there's a tech tool guide. If you go in here, you could actually see all the resources that I've been talking about, the RL, Rotary leadership, all that information. One of the big ones that came up in one of our last ones about speaker ideas. There's a whole link to that. How many people need money to go to college? There are a ton of scholarship opportunities in here. So, and a lot of them are free. I mean, pretty much all of them are free. You even have the Bob Williams scholarship opportunity. There's just a wealth of information in here about the foundation, the Rotary Foundation. We just updated this one. It's called Club Fundraising. So, I'd really need some inspiration, some ideas, or help with existing or new fundraising ideas. So here's a great resource. Each one of these links will take you to some great resources as well. There's just a wealth of information that I can't even really begin to cover, all the way down to, again, speaker ideas. There are a ton of speakers that are available to come to your club right here at your fingertips. So I really would encourage you to go out there. One of the ones we just put up here recently is called the President's Checklist. Now, for those of you who've been president in the past, you know that there's always, okay, I remember there's something I got to do in December. There's something I got to do in February. There's something I got to do. Well, we put together this checklist last year and we posted it. Now it's going to be in your pets manual when we get that put together for the actual pets. But here's a nice little, if you're like me, I'm a list kind of guy. Now my wife's always on me about my list. I have a list for dinner. I have a list for this. We go on vacation. I got a list. So this is just a very simplified way of keeping on track as a president, because there are a lot of things, just more clerical kind of thing. So I would encourage you all to go ahead and jump in on that, the district website, take advantage of it. If you look here in the top right, it says contact us. These are some of the key leaders. Again, Dan and I, our information's on here. You can email any of those people. If you want to see the entire list of your leadership team, they're all right there. You can click any one of those names and get whatever information or help you need. We also have the links to our Facebook page, YouTube page, Venmo or Vimeo, which is a resource for a lot of videos, and of course, Rotary International. So again, I would encourage you all to kind of jump on out there and take advantage of that. Any questions real quick on that one? I know I'm flying and I apologize for that. All right. So moving to the Rotary International website, myrotary.org. So when you go to rotary.org, you're going to see myrotary.org, where you have the ability to log in, take a look at some of the information out there. Again, there are a lot of resources here. You can download the logos, you can download media to create your own flyers, you can read up on articles. When you sign in, you're going to see this dashboard. Sign in. Now, your sign in for DAC-DB and your sign in for Rotary International, MyRotary, are two different sign ins. If you've never registered at myrotary.org, you just click register. Again, use the email address that you signed up with Rotary. If you have any problems with that, certainly reach out to us. We'll help you. Once you do get signed in, you'll see some great articles. If you've never met or heard Jennifer Jones, you are missing out. So read up on her. She is going to be our first international female Rotary president. She's phenomenal. I had the pleasure of meeting Jennifer, and the woman's just awesome. So look forward to her being a part of the team in that level. So you're going to read a bunch of great articles like that. When you do get signed in, you will actually see this is kind of their dashboard. And in here are a lot of great resources for things like Club Central, which you're going to hear a bit about. Brand Center. Okay, I'm looking for some ideas to put together a flyer or a brochure for my club. Showcase, Rotary Showcase. Have you ever just kind of wanted to browse a catalog? You're not sure what you're looking for, but you start going through Amazon or, well, I see catalog. It uses a catalog. Sorry, but you go through Amazon, you're like, I'm not sure what I need. Well, Rotary Showcase lists a whole bunch of projects that clubs around the world have done. So if you're looking for some inspiration and some great ideas, I would encourage you to click on that and just kind of browse through. I got some great ideas from clubs I never even thought of. Like, oh, so it's a great opportunity. Also, you have the Learning Center, which is a great resource of just training videos on just about everything you can imagine. So Club Central is something you hear a lot about. As president, you're going to always kind of get that. Don't forget to put your goals in. Well, Club Central is an opportunity where you can put those goals in. Again, we all know what goals are. Goals are basically ways to keep you on track and keep you focused. And with a lot going on today with the whole COVID and just the world's kind of in a frenzy, it's kind of good to have those goals out there to kind of keep you on task. When you do get signed in, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see an opportunity where you can put in, you know, okay, what are my goals for membership? What are my goals for foundation giving and so forth? So you kind of put those in. Once they're in, if you had goals in there from last year, you can actually move them over and then adjust the numbers according to your year. So the quick way to get to that is rcc.rotary. And I had that in the very last slide. And again, on that tech sheet I showed you on the district website, all these links are listed there as well. So I'm going to wrap this up. This is just a small segment of the resources. Again, I was learned very early. It didn't matter what you know, but it does matter where you know to go. So, you know, keep in mind, you don't have to know everything. All you need to know is who to call and when to call. And certainly there are enough of us out there to help you. Your assistant governors, if you haven't talked to your assistant governor, reach out to them. If you don't know who they are, you can go to the district website, they'll tell you who that person is. Your club leadership, you all here who have been in Rotary for a long time are valuable resources to your clubs and to the district. So we really appreciate everything you do. The district leadership as a whole, there's plenty of us out here. Our pay grade isn't exactly what it should be. None of our pay grades are. So we're all in this for the very right reasons, good reasons. So very thankful, very grateful for the opportunity to be of service. And then certainly the district newsletter, connector, the bulletin board, your Rotary magazine. Everybody noticed that the Rotary magazine changed its name. I'll let you ponder that one. But certainly take advantage of any of those. Are there any questions? Do I have a minute or two for questions?
Yeah, you have some time, Dennis. You have about 15 minutes if you wanted to open it up, let the people ask you whatever they have on it.
Okay.
Well, don't forget too, we need to get PIs using a little bit of this time too, I think.
Yeah, I want to make sure I have enough room for Felicia.
I'm sorry, Dennis.
Yeah.
If I write up something on my computer using either Apple Works or Microsoft Office, can I dump this into what a program I want to use here? Can that be done, or do I have to actually create the document in DAC-DB?
Well, no, actually, you could create a story very easily, and then you can cut and paste. So you can cut and paste and upload. So if you had a story you created in Word or whatever document format you did, you could literally go into the DAC-DB and add a story. If you go up here and you add a story, in fact, I'm going to use the district one real quick because there's stories in there. So when you go into here and you add a story, you literally would type in what's the name. You can upload a file, kind of the thumbnail. But when you go to story content, you can type in what you want. You can even insert an image. You can put more down here. So the first section allows you to put like the little snippet about it. And then the second one is when you click the link, it gives you more details. So it's very user-friendly. You can cut and paste.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Anybody else? Yeah.
You mentioned there were 3 modules. One was financial, one was club website, but I didn't get the third one.
Well, there's actually 2 other modules that cost money. The other one is what they call the, it's not the attendance module. And so
engagement.
Yeah, engagement. It's really attendance and a couple other things. I don't think it's quite where it needs to be yet. So I wouldn't really, Dan, I don't know your opinion on it, but I just don't think it's something that clubs are really going to I don't think it's worth it, in
Not-
my opinion.
Not so much yet. I have it. My club bought all three mainly so I can get burst in it, and it was cheaper than we were paying for Club Runner. But that is their basic thing. Is it's an attendance. You can go in, you have to set up the meetings, and I could pull my phone out and just tap on the people there. Right now, in the future, they're talking about being able to, or if you do a project and whatnot, that can be uploaded, but they're not there right now.
Yeah,
I probably
it's-
won't keep it.
Yeah, it's getting there, but eventually it will. The other one is new. You used to be able to use what they call P-text. So in P-text, what would happen is you would basically click and you could literally send a text to everybody in your club within seconds. Well, they decided to make some changes, and now there is a fee to use that. And it's so much, it's like 20 cents to send to so many people. It's not bad, but you know, if you really, I mean, when it was free, I know I liked it because then I could send a text without blowing up my cell phone. Because we all know what happens when you send a group text from your cell phone. You hear bleeps and bings for the next 2 hours.
It's 2 cents per message per person.
Right. So it can add up, but it's certainly, you can read about it and look into it. So that is relatively a new cost. Other than that, everything else, if you wanted to create a story or a bulletin or do an RI compare or even a calendar for your club, all those things are free. You can even store club files. So if you say, all right, we want to store our archive documents, photos, things like that, you can go into your club files and put them up there and give access to certain things. So here's my club. I have our bylaws in there, COVID forms, flyers, global grant. All these things then can be set up with links that I can give to members. I can even secure them if I wanted. Now, I apologize. This is just a lot of information at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night. So I just really want you to remember that there is an opportunity for this technology out there that I might want to utilize. When you're ready, you just give us a call. Any other questions?
I have a question, Dennis.
Yeah, George.
If somebody did post something up on Club Runner, do you still have access to remove items that shouldn't be on there?
You mean DACDB?
No, on Club Runner.
No, we don't have a login to Club Run anymore.
We don't.
Our
yeah.
contract district expired.
We do not use Club Runner. It's gone. Now there are a couple clubs out there who still personally use Club Runner, but every club was given the opportunity last year when we migrated to DACDB to actually recreate a new site over in DACDB. So I don't know, really, we have no control over Club Runner if you're using it.
No, I don't think we have it, but somebody posted a document on it that I think we need removed. So I didn't know who to go through to get that done.
You'd have to reach out straight to Club Runner.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
because again, we don't have access to.
Clubrunner.ca.
Yeah, and they have some old stuff that's still sitting up there. I know Monroeville found an old link and it brought up their old Club Runner website, and it was about 2 years, almost a year and a half, 2 years old. And so Club Runner just forgot it was there and never took it down. So unless you're a club that's subscribing to Club Runner, which is pretty expensive, everybody should pretty much go to DACDB. If they're going to do a website, that's a great place. But there are other options for websites and things. If you're not sure if you should have a website or whatever, give me a call and I got some great suggestions, which I don't want to go into right now. Anything else? Any other questions?
I'd like to move on to Felicia, if we could. Give Felicia, Felicia's here to talk to us about club communication. Felicia, the floor is yours.
Hi, everybody. I would love to know who is actually here. So if you can put it in the chat right now to tell me what club you're with, that would be wonderful if you can put that in the chat. I'm curious. Plus, I looked at all your Facebook pages, so I'm just curious who it is, who's here. All right, good deal. If you have questions for Public Image, please put that in the chat as well. Beaver, Ambridge, very good, very good. Yeah, if you have any questions that you would like me to address directly, please put that in there, because I know we just had the mid-year review, and I know you have the module. So I can add some things to that, but I would love to stick with the theme with all of you asking questions. Somerset Moon. Moon, very cool article that you posted the other day. I thought that was interesting. I even shared it on my own personal page. Monongahela, Burrell, New Kensington, great. Almost everybody here has a Facebook page, which is really good to see. That is the way you're reaching out to the public. Good. So since I'm not seeing any questions come through, I'm just going to throw a couple of things out there that I would love for you guys to consider when you are thinking of public image. Think of public image as your brand of your club. When you go out, you're representing Rotary. You're representing who you believe you're representing Rotary International, but you're also representing your club. So is your club known for an event? Maybe that week you want to make sure you're posting constantly on your social media of whatever that event is, wearing Rotary shirts different places, wearing your Rotary pin. All those things matter because you're trying to maintain that branding. Branding is what people are saying when you're not around, when they think about when they talk about service. Is Rotary one of the first things that comes to mind in your community? I know when I think about Dennis Piper's area, I know his club does everything when it comes down to food drives. I don't know. I went and bought ribs from you guys the other day. I drove all the way out to you just to buy ribs. So what is your club known for? Does your community know that? And that's when I think about public image. Those are the things that come across my mind. So the other thing, I have a little pet peeve. That I don't know if everybody else has it, but is your Rotary name the same all over the place? I will go someplace and I will see a sign that says the Rotary Club of, and then I'll see the town name Rotary Club. Is your name the same across all platforms? When it comes down to t-shirts, your advertisement. Also, when it comes down to your wheel, that master brand, that circle, that Rotary image that we all know and love. Let's see if I have one. I should have one really close, but all I have is this one. But the little Rotary wheel that's on here, is it just the wheel? And what color is it? It should be always one color. So it's one wheel and one color. Some of your clubs have designs going right through the wheel. And that takes away from the master brand. So the whole thing is making sure you have one wheel and one color. I don't have any questions. So I guess I must have did a great job at the district review. Any questions for me? So when you think of Rotary, think that's your brand name. And when you think of brand name, think about like McDonald's. You see McDonald's is the same color everywhere they go. Everybody knows McDonald's is known for their fast food and their fries. Is Rotary known for their service and their people of action? Those are the things that you want to make sure that it stays consistent with everyone, right? We can find these guidelines. And where can we find these guidelines? And Joe Pizar, you know where to find that stuff at. So Joe's messing with me. So when you think of public image items, you can find that on Brand Central. Okay, Joe, can you put the website in the link? You can go to Rotary International, you can go to rotary.org, but you want to log on and get to the Branding Center. And the Branding Center, if Joe can put that in the link, you can go ahead and get your Rotary name created the exact way. It's actually in your module. In your module, it actually breaks down about the master wheel, the master brand, which is the excellence wheel. It shows it in there. It goes down to making sure that your name is the same, and it tells you where to go and create your logos at. It also breaks down where to advertise your events on the website, on the newsletters. It goes into hi, John. It goes into just social media, finding content. A lot of people don't know where to find content at. So if you're not having content within your own club, well, your club is one place that you can take pictures and post about your meetings, but to say that it's the same, you know, you have five posts that's only about this, you know, we had a meeting today. There was nothing really happening. Go to Rotary.org. You can find content there. Go to Brand Central. You go to Rotarians. There are so many websites that give content about Rotary that you can get from there. Any other, there's no questions for me.
Felicia, on the mid-year review, you did a really great job, and it actually got some traction at Murray. So you want to talk about the different platforms that they can reach out on, and the synergy and the syncing between those platforms? I think you had talked about Facebook and all the other, you know, coordinating with the other platforms they can reach out on.
There are several platforms that you can use to talk about. What I spoke about at the district conference was, or mid-year review, was about Facebook. On Facebook, that is one platform that you can get your message out. The whole point of right now, if you want to get your word out, how do you do it now? Do you do it, some people do it word of mouth, and they go out and they just talk to their friends. But a lot of us right now are using digital media to get our information out. So one way of getting the information out would be putting it on Facebook, which is social media. Other places of social media would be LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can use your own website to drive people too. So when somebody sees you in the public, or they're learning about who Rotary is and what your brand is, when they want to go ahead and say, hey, I would like to know more information, they will go and find you somewhere on the internet, correct? So when you're looking for the people on the internet, where do you go? You know, and a lot of people, I'll tell you this, one of the number one places that people probably in the Rotary age group, they're on Facebook and LinkedIn. I mentioned McMurray. Thank you, Joe, and also thank you, Dennis, for putting that in the chat. But I mentioned McMurray, their Rotary Club, they are posting on LinkedIn and also on Facebook. And there's different people on both of those platforms. Yeah, Facebook, I would say probably you're looking at 30-something years old to like 40 to 50, even older now. LinkedIn, you're looking at more of those professionals that are looking out for, you know, saying I have a skill set, please hire me for my skill set. Those are people who are looking for networking opportunities. However, if you're trying to find the younger people, you might want to go ahead and look at the who has the authority to set up a LinkedIn page for Rotary Club of Rotary. Okay, so when you're looking for younger people, you might want to go to Instagram. You might want to have some fun. And I'm waiting for a club within our district to have some fun on TikTok. That'd be amazing. Please send it to me. When it comes down to creating LinkedIn pages and Facebook pages for your own clubs, you want to have somebody within your club to talk about that. Go back to your club, look at your club, take an audit of who's in your club, you know, who's willing to jump on Facebook and actually post pictures, who all has cell phones that are willing to take pictures. And on that end, you know, take it one step further and say, hey, who's willing to maintain our Facebook page? Maybe start at a very low level type of leadership or responsibility by asking someone just to post what's happening on Facebook on your club meetings. I don't know who in your club who's in charge of creating those pages, but that could be one of the things you do as a club president by asking, hey, do we have these LinkedIn pages? Do we have a public image person? Or maybe we just say, do we have a social media person? Maybe even talk with membership and see if they have somebody, or your IT person. But those are questions that you want to ask within your club. Can I use articles on Rotary.org? Yes, you can share those articles on Rotary.org. You can click those. Tom, thanks for giving us some questions. You know these answers. But
Alicia, I have a question as well. Sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
So typically in marketing with your social media, from a business standpoint, you want to have like a 70-30 kind of split where 70% of your content is educational, where 30% is about your actual product. In a B2B, I do B2B marketing. So I'm just curious what you think a good percentage split would be. And obviously we don't have a product, so it would be more about the club itself and what we're doing. So what would constitute for that other 70%? What would we use there? Would we use the articles on Rotary.org? Would, you know, just what is your advice you have there?
Yeah, so when I think of that, so our product, what would be our product? All right, because like right now I'm with the E-Club. So I'm sitting here like thinking E-Club is no longer unique. The E-Club is online, it's no longer unique. What do I have to do? So my business mind went to my USB, my unique selling proposition, you know, and then I found out that there's these things called cause-based clubs, you know, but so I love where your mind is at. So I had to find out what we're unique about, you know, so with the E-Club, our unique selling proposition would be, you know, why would you want to join our club? Well, we are focused on education and literacy. So we took out of the 7 areas of focus, we're going to focus mainly on one portion there. So now when we start thinking about what we're going to be posting, it will be anything that focuses on what our club is interested in, you know, which is education and literacy. So we're building our club at this moment to like fit our cause-based club. So, but those are something that you can look at. What is your club known for within your community? I used to be in the Ambridge Club. So one of the things that they did was funnel cakes. So what they could do is talk more about what is our funnel cakes? What does that money go to? Maybe the scholarships one month. They could go with from funnel cakes, scholarships, to the members that you're highlighting your members, highlighting the service that is happening within the club. So just don't think of just, we have 2 things. We're Rotarians, we don't have a product. What is, you have a product, it's service. What is the service that you're doing? Well, we have 7 areas of focus within Rotary. So now every month Rotary gives you a theme. So you can have that whole month focus on that theme and you can find articles about that theme and then add something from your club. Or what you can do in your club is say, you know what, there's 4 weeks out of the month and there's 7 areas of focus, you know, maybe we're going to do, you know, divide it up somehow, you know, but it's more just taking a time out and making sure you understand every, I'm sorry if I said that too directly, taking time out to see that there are different parts of Rotary that you can include in your social media and know that what you're presenting is service. What you're presenting is your brand, and the brand is Rotary. And Rotary has, like I said, the 7 areas of focus and what your club is known for. Do you have a signature fundraiser? You know, do you have students of the month? Those are things that they're filler information, but that's actually really good information to add. You know, polio, you know, anything like that, anything that Rotary is known for, I would throw it in there.
Walt, you had a question?
Well, a comment. I've found over the years a good intro to something like this is a personal story that is very unusual, something that's eye-opening. Some people call them Rotary moments. If you can come up with something personal that you are experienced or someone you know has experienced in the Rotary world, that's a good intro to this. And take up a portion of that 70%. It gets the person's interest, and then they go in to find out more.
Yeah,
Excellent.
long stories on Facebook. Some people want to tell you like, oh, no one wants to read all that, but then there's certain days that people are like, oh my God, they want to dig into it. If you give them something to bite on, they'll grab into it. I wanted to mention. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, piggybacking on what Walt said, one of the things that I do is I ask people what they're interested in. What do you want to do? And then show how we as Rotarians can help them achieve this.
Asking questions on social media is the easiest thing, because what you're doing is you're creating engagement. So if you can sit there and say, you know what, our club is looking to do XYZ, what do you think? Or, you know, this month is about the foundation. Who are your top places you like to donate to? And you'll get people engaging with you. You know, our club is doing this month. What do you like to do? Blah, blah, blah. And that's engagement, but you have to somehow get people to want to engage. So you can post on social media on your page, but it won't do anything unless the entire club is starting to share it or push it, especially if you don't have a lot of people there. Just when you post something, it sits there and is stagnant. Think of it as like an online, like your website. I think of that as like an online business card that someone can come on and they can see that you're active and there's something going on. So they feel that they can trust you and you're there. To push it.
I'm sorry, Felicia, go ahead. Go ahead, finish your point. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay, to push it further, you could do something like Carnegie Collier did. I see Nathan's here. What they did was they took their message they put on Facebook, and they knew that there's only so many people who are going to see their message they put on there, you know, and it's great to show that there's life within your club. But for you to push it out, sometimes you might want to go ahead and put some type of dollar amount to it. Say, okay, we want to spend $20 a week on advertisement, just pushing out an ad. And on Facebook, you're able to push that out and it will hit your Instagram. It will hit the Facebook without you having to do anything extra. It would hit ads within news articles. It will go into those ads if you sit there and tell it to do those things. So the point was, you know, you can actually pay for social media, pay for the advertisement. But the biggest thing is you want exposure. So tag other people into your posts, get those stories in, get people to be engaged.
Excellent advice, Felicia. Thank you very much. Did another great job, hit it out of the park again. Great job, Dennis and Dan, for your informative presentation on IT. I'd like to move on to our next module, if we could, strengthening membership. Membership is front and center in the minds of many. We're lucky to have an active membership committee in this district. I'm sure you have seen our latest contributions in both the connector and the bulletin board. Another committee will be providing contributions each month. Our presentation tonight will include a program offered by Linda Fisher Bruce. From there, and I don't know if Cherie made it tonight, if she's here, she'll likewise be part of that. A panel of 3 club membership chairs will likewise sit to provide a question and answer discussion on what their clubs are doing for membership. They are Barry Leonard of our Fox Chapel Club, Kristen Mihoka of our California Club, and Carlos Alberto Romero Pinzon of our Bell Vernon Club. It's great to see you all here tonight. After our presentation, if we have time, we'll have a breakout question and we'll go into breakout rooms. But Linda, I turn the floor over to you.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that. And what I would like to share with the incoming presidents and all of those involved, I know you have a membership committee, but maybe you really don't know what we can do to help you as you become presidents. And essentially it's retention and helping you with membership engagement, strengthening. And Cherie, as soon as I'm finished, she'll share with you the specifics that we've pulled together a membership summit series for training, which guide you on the various ways of attracting, of retaining, of changing your culture. How do you make it work? And I just want you to know that we'll put up in the chat our, okay, great. Somebody already put it in. Dennis, thank you. For our membership, got our back covered there, is that we can support. We can't do it for you, but we can really jazz it up for you. We can be that secret sauce, as it's been said before. We're not always tapped, and John is very much involved in strengthening the small club. We have many, many small clubs. Myself, I'm involved in various components behind the scene, a lot of training, making sure that we get materials to you. You've looked at the connector, which we put some information out there. John was instrumental in that. And if it's okay, I'd like to segue over to Cherie. She's been instrumental in putting together the scorecard. And we'll update you on just quickly on a few statistics and just the topics of what we have coming to you starting on the 18th of this month. Sheree?
Sure, thank you, Linda. Oh, President-elects, you have such an exciting time ahead of you. It's going to be great. And when you roll into this with enthusiasm and you're organized and ready to go, your years are just going to unfold and be over before you know it. So looking forward with all of that, and there are a lot of familiar faces on the screen, I just want to say we can help you focus your thoughts on membership. We have, with our zone, which is zone 33 and 34, we have a membership summit coming up that will last 5 weeks. It's online. You don't have to drive out in the snow or the cold. You don't have to face any of that. You just need to log on and join us for about an hour a week. And we have some people from the zone who are going to present things that are proven. It's not just like so often when we go to different meetings and we sit around the round table and we share ideas that may or may not work. Well, these ideas that are going to be shared with you are things that are really proven strategies, intentional strategies to increase membership. And we don't just hit membership because, oh, you got to get your members up, you got to do it. You're going to find as presidents, when you want to accomplish something, if you don't have the membership to support you on a fundraiser or to support you on a service project, it's going to start to get a little lonely out there, maybe ringing the Salvation Army bells in the cold or making soup for a fundraiser. You need, the more people, the more working hands you have, the easier your job's going to be. So members help you to accomplish your goals, and you get to share the gift of Rotary. Our membership summit, again, we encourage you all to please sign up. Go to DACDB and sign up. If you have any problems with that, reach out to us. We can help you. We can get Dennis and Dan to work with us to get you signed up. But you have to reach out. You have to make that effort. And this is really going to be worth your time. Linda and I went through these trainings in the spring when we were training to be membership co-chairs. We found it incredibly valuable, and we've been at this for a while. The first membership topic will be on 218, and that's going to be intentional membership strategies and engagement, expectations of club leaders. Get your thoughts in order so that when July 1st comes, you hit the deck running, you are ready to go. You know what you want to accomplish. You're not trying to figure it out as you're, I know at work, sometimes I have a colleague who will say, we're building the bicycle as we try to ride it. You don't have to do that as a club president-elect. You can plan ahead right now and get everything down that you need to get down so that when you are ready to go, the bicycle's built, you just get on and ride. On 225, we're going to do membership goal setting and membership engagement. On 311, we'll take a break because you have PETS training in there. Discover Rotary and membership growth plans. And Discover Rotary is another proven strategy that helps you to let people know what's expected when they become Rotary members. It's almost scripted, but it's very, you can follow this. It's not like, oh, what do I have to do? How do I do it? No, here you go. You put it in your own words, you do it your way, but basically you have informational sessions so that the people you invite to join Rotary know what's expected of them before they ever join. The conversion rate on Discover Rotary is 50%. That's pretty good. You invite 2 people, one of them's going to join if they're interested enough to join you for a Discover Rotary meeting. And then on 318, we have changing club culture. If your club just isn't where it needs to be, and you president-elects are going to be bringing so much enthusiasm and energy, and if you see things that you just think, we need that shot in the arm, you're the person to do it, and we can help you with that. So it's not just about membership, it's about things that attract members and keep members. And then as a wrap up, we put it all together. We use those 10 proven strategies, and we encourage you to be courageous, because building membership, keeping members, attracting new members, it takes courage. And a lot of times other people feel like they did it already. It's your turn. Don't believe it. This is a team effort. And part of your job is to motivate your team to make membership a priority so that you can accomplish more through Rotary. Linda?
Thank you, Cherie. You said it all. And the other thing I would like to share is that part of our membership outreach is a Goodwill Ambassador program. And we have Robin Vitek and John and myself and Cherie to the degree that she can support. Is if you need us to come and sit in a meeting or engage with your members or get them interactive or present some intriguing topics, we can make that happen for you with some advanced preparation. Just real quick, I know John's our facilitator, but John has just a real quick review on the strengthening the small clubs, because the majority of our district, we have about 40 or so smaller clubs, meaning 20 and under. John, real quick, if you could say something about what where they can access some of your upcoming programs for strengthening.
Sure. We had initially developed a training program, Growing Small Clubs for RLI, and it met with certain success. So I went back to the membership committee and said, look, they like this. And it was decided at that point that we would try to finalize another platform for it on growing a small club and offer that training in this type of platform or some platform, virtual platform, and push it out to the club. So as soon as that's ready to go, we'll notify you, and it'll definitely, I think, be worth a look on your part. I think it'll help in certain ways. So we're pretty excited about it, actually. We're really excited about it.
Thank you, John. And before I think we're going to move on to our panel, and I think Tom might be wanting to do the introductions. Just know that you're not alone out there. Truly, being a president is probably one of the most exciting opportunities in Rotary that you will experience. And it even becomes more intriguing and more engaging and more rewarding when you have resources. You don't have to remember everything tonight. You just, like Dennis Piper always says, you just need to know where to go. Wishing you great success in what you're about to accomplish. And I turn that over, I believe, back to you, John, to take it for the panel.
Yes, thanks, Linda. Great job, as usual. Great job. Terrific. Yeah, we have something special, and this was really Tom's idea, was to develop a panel of membership chairs, club membership chairs. They could meet with you all this evening, and that you could have a general question and answer period. I had introduced them before. The first one on is Barry from Fox Chapel. I know he's done a lot of work on new membership. Barry, would you like to take the floor and tell the group what your efforts were and what you got done on your end? Is he here?
John, he's muted.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. You got to unmute yourself, Barry. Let me see.
Can you unmute him?
I can't on my end. I'm not a host.
Who's hosting?
I am.
There, I'm good.
Oh, he's good.
Okay. There you go.
Well, we've had success, I can say very briefly, in two ways. The first way is that members have bring in new members. It's sponsored new members. And then that sponsor brings another one in. And it just has multiplied over the years. The second thing that we've done is we've gone to speakers. Our present president, Rob Wilson, was a speaker at our club. And after he spoke, I asked him to join, and he did. He's been a wonderful member. So basically, that encouraging other members to sponsor other members and get that, everybody in the club has that ingrained in them now, and it seems to be working. Now with the pandemic, it slowed us down to a halt pretty much, but we do have some people that we can bring in, but they don't want to come in until we meet in person. Basically, that's been our success.
So what do you, Linda spoke of secret sauce. What do you think's your secret sauce in getting done with what you're getting done in your club?
Secret sauce for membership?
Yeah.
Just encouraging other members to sponsor members. That's basically what it's, and I started out myself recruiting a lot of people at our church, everywhere. And that sort of spurred it when they saw people, it could work. They saw people coming in and then they started to do it themselves.
Excellent. All right, if you'll stay on the panel, I'd like to introduce a second panelist, if you will. Carlos, he comes to us with a litany of experiences. I had the pleasure of meeting him at conference where he did a presentation at the membership. We had a membership presentation at conference this past year. Carlos, there you are, buddy. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Well, I'm Carlos Romero. Just my first name and my first last name are enough. So, first of all, thank you for having me here. I'm from the Bell Vernon Club. I was president for 2 years of my Rotaract club in Venezuela. And I'm very familiar with trying to get members. I was also president of our district in Venezuela's Alumni Association. And it's just the hardest thing it's always to get and to keep members. Because it's not only about getting people. I can go out right now to Walmart and stand there with little couple of pamphlets and passing them around and telling them that we want people for the club. The problem is getting the right people and keeping the people. And I think, and again, any questions you may have today or later, whatever, I'll put my email address there at the end so that if anybody has any long question can, reach me. It's about the why. The why, and I mean the question why. Like with everything we do, it's we are not going to get members. We're not going to keep members if we are not sure on what the why is to get those members into the club. Let me explain myself. Like the Bell Vernon Club, for example, we're kind of transforming our why on getting membership because we want to keep bringing in the traditional members, but we want to bring younger members now. So the why changes because to get the older membership, the Bell Vernon Club has always been successful in bringing some friends. But the problem is the average age of our club, it's, I would say 70. So friends of the 70-year-olds or other 70-year-olds. And it doesn't mean they're not welcome. It doesn't mean we're not bringing people in, but we need the, 20 through 50-year-old people coming to the club. So the why needs to change. And with that why also, we can't get the older folks in the club mad because we're not following, the traditions of the club. The way to do this, and I consider, one new member close to my age and a couple of other members prospective that are going to be members within a couple of months a success during the pandemic. It's going to be 3 members probably by the end of this Rotary year. And it's because first we have everybody, every member involved in this. You know, everybody, like the last guy that came into the meeting last week, he was actually a referral from one of the wives of one of the members of the club. So everybody knows the story, and that's where I want to start. We need to keep the old members engaged. That's key to bring new members in. We can't, and I'm speaking directly to presidents-elect here. Everybody in the club needs to know what you're doing with membership, because everybody could be key to bring somebody in eventually, to invite somebody. Maybe somebody belongs to a church group, like Barry said. Maybe somebody, you know, belongs to any organization that they can invite someone that has the profile of Rotary. And with that, we need to make sure that the members that we actually, not members, the prospective members that we actually get, connect their own why with our why. Because our why might be different than their why. So we need to connect it somehow. Why did they come to the club? Not, oh yeah, because I was invited. No, there was a reason why you got close to us. There's a reason why you're special. There's a reason, well, I like working with children. There you go. So those whys, we need to connect those. And speaking, you know, as if I was president-elect right now, that's the main thing for getting the members, keeping the members, keeping everybody happy, is balancing that why, balancing what you want. If you have a selfish motive, it's not going to work. If your motive is, I want to have 20 members by the end of the time, it's not going to work, because it's not about the amount of members. It's about the quality of members and the members that are going to end up staying at the club, that are going to engage with your club and with your community. Another little thing before someone cuts me off. Every region, every sector of our district, every little town, every club is different. Most of the people in the Mon Valley, and Colleen can say about this also, and Steve, everybody is very, they care about the valley a lot. So their why is probably the way how they got into one of our clubs. That's what you should go with, but you also need to see maybe that person wants to do something international. Maybe that person, and you know, saw me or Josh, which are younger members of the club, and social media, doing something with, you know, online with the club in Germany, and they got, you know, engaged. That's why you need to know the why. If anything that I've said in this 3 minutes you can keep is know your why as president, so that anything you do is good, anything membership-wise works, if your why is not selfish. If your why is to look good at the end of the year because you have a number of 20 members that are going to leave 6 months after, it's not going to work. It's mistake. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlos. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm going to have to leave. I apologize, but I'm going to have to leave.
Okay, Barry, thank you for your advice today. We really appreciate your coming, and be safe. Be
Thank
safe,
you.
please.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Our third
Any
panel.
questions?
Let me introduce our third panel member. Kristen, is she with us tonight? Kristen?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes. Kristen, is she here?
You know what? She was. And I don't think that I think that she popped off. I think she was having some technical internet connectivity issues.
All right, so Tom, this is pretty much your call. I mean, we've got 15 minutes. You want to break out for a 5-minute breakout, or do you just want to have a general discussion here in the group that we have now?
I think it would probably just be easier by the time we get everyone out and get them back. Why don't we just have a general discussion? It's probably easier if we do a couple different things. If you have any questions regarding anything that we just talked about today, there has been a lot of stuff on the chat. One thing I will remind you, all of these sessions are being recorded and they're being put onto I believe the district website for anybody to review. Anybody in your club, if you want to go back, if you've missed something, or you want to have someone else, maybe in membership, get on board, or your IT to take a look at what we've been talking about. If you want to type something in the chat, or if you just want to unmute yourself and come on out to ask any questions, we'll see what we could do.
Hey, Tom, how you say it'll be recorded? Can you say how we can gain access to it?
Yes, it's on YouTube.
I just sent you the link in there, but it's on the district website. You'll see the district's YouTube page at the very top. But I also posted it in the chat, the direct link to our YouTube page.
Okay.
So I guess we're going to open it up for both, really.
Yeah. Carlos, go ahead. Yeah, Carlos, you're really breaking up.
Yes, I have a question for the president-elect, and it's I'll write it in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, we're opening it up for the last few minutes. With close your membership. Yeah, we're opening it up as a general chat room or general session, Q&A discussion here. It can be either on DAC-DB or membership. We have a few minutes left, prime time minutes left. So let's just open the floor. Walt, I see your hand.
Several years back, there was a slogan going around. It was printed on buttons and everything else regarding this trying to get new members. The slogan was, get your ASK in gear. That's a strong point. If you don't ask, you have no chance of getting somebody interested or getting them to come and find out more. You have to ask them to do it.
If I may append onto Walt's message, is that the best way of asking is when you have an event, even if it's virtual, just ask a neighbor or somebody in your family and they're maybe their warm market, would they allow an hour of their time to help do a volunteer effort? We find that a lot of folks enjoy getting to know other people and finding then it's a Rotary experience in the community. It's an easy way of inviting them in to join without any pressure of somebody thinking, oh, you're going to make me join something. No, it's just that right now we've been so pent up so long that a lot of folks, if they knew there were ways to help their community, I assure you they would be intrigued by knowing the opportunity.
I'd like to share our good friend Bill Seeger's comment. When he would approach somebody, he didn't say, would you like to join Rotary? Put his hand on their shoulder and he would say, you would make a great Rotarian. And I think that's a powerful statement because Rotary is a very prestigious organization because of all the good things that it does. And to think that somebody was, a good fit for Rotary, I think the way he phrased that really meant a lot. And I know I was approached that way 12 years ago. And so think about how you approach people and use the words Bill Seeger gave us.
I got
If I
a
may.
question from Carol Crookson. She's asking how we're recruiting non-business owners, people that don't need the network. Is there a way that any of you have found that is a little bit more attractive for those type of people?
I would like to answer that. I think that this morning my club had a meeting. We were totally virtual because of the weather. We're usually hybrid. Our attendance is down right now with COVID. But one of our members is a pharmacist, local, small pharmacy in town. We have 2 stoplights in California, so we're really a small town. And he shared how happy he was that he is going to be able to set up a COVID vaccine clinic with the local university. He's ordered 400 vaccines. And to me, that was so much and he was so happy because not only is he going to help with the university, but he's going to help the local community. And I think when we can tell those stories, like Walt said about Rotary stories, today, this was this man's story. And it is so exciting and so positive. And right now, so many of us need that. I want to be associated with people who are making those things happen in my community and in Southwestern Pennsylvania. And I know they're in every small town. So if you find those people, he's a businessman, but that doesn't mean that everybody else in Rotary needs to be business people. They can be people who want to help with that. My husband's now retired and his response was, do you need help with the logistics? Do you need help with getting people organized, lined up, moving through this? Because as a Rotarian and as a member of the community, I'm here to help. So I think those kind of things get people really excited. And if you can use that as a springboard, it is going to help with membership because we all want to be involved with people who make things happen.
Felicia, you had an idea with that also?
Yes. Can you hear me? Okay. So I'm just going off of what Sherry was saying. That's exactly, and Dennis, someone came up to me and told me that I would make a great Rotarian. And I had no clue what it was. All I did was I was in my community and there was a flood that happened and I went and I raised money for the flood that happened actually in the town beside mine, and my face ended up in the paper. And then somebody came and found me and told me that they think I would be a good Rotarian. And but then that's the tack on what Sherry was saying. I didn't need the network. I wasn't looking to network. I already had my own business. I was already okay with where I was at. But what I still do today is what was done to me. I find somebody, I listen to who they are, and I tie it to their life. Like you can do more good if you were part of this organization. My club, we just took on 5 new members in December, and every one of those club members, we said those exact words to them. Like, this is what you could do. We just tied it to their life, letting them know what Rotary is about. But it takes time. It starts with building that relationship. So if you build a relationship with the person, that's what's key. 2021 is taking that relationship, making a relationship. Everybody already did all the talking. We're done with the talking. We already talked in 2020. I'm done listening, being told things. Now what you're doing with me now is you're building relationships. And if you want to bring people in, people want to be associated with people who are doing good. They want to be associated with that. They want to build that relationship. So I would definitely recommend, again, that brand of Rotary, service above self. Let's do it.
And I'd like to add something. Although I have a business, I was in public service. I was a chief of police. And Rotary was a logical extension of my service above self. It had nothing to do with my business. It had to do with what do you do after you do? And in those terms, Rotary was a clean fit for me. I was able to continue on the same life's mission that I had spent my life as a career on. And so it doesn't have to be a business. David, you got your thumbs up? Oh, you gave me a thumbs up. Thanks, David. I appreciate it. So I don't know that it just has to be business. I think that's a misconception. It was for me. It was in my case. Now, do I own a business? Yes. But did that play into why I joined Rotary? No, not at all. Not at all.
Actually, David, you have a question or an answer?
Yeah, I actually meant to put up my hand. I clicked on the wrong emoji in this one. I had a question. I always, I've heard similar things about suggestions for how to get members for a while. And it's usually around talk with people you know who you think would be good and talk with business owners in the community. But the thing is, most people, like most of the people I know and have contacts with, do not live in my community. They live elsewhere. And if you have a small club where the number of contacts in that community is then limited, and you've already approached a lot of the business owners, you can't keep harping on them for it. They either want to do it or don't. Are there any suggestions for attracting people like, who you may not have any contact with before reaching out to them? Or how do you attract people just to Rotary who you don't know?
I like that one.
So I have kind of an answer.
One of the things that,
go ahead.
One of the things that I've done, because I'm a lot like you, most of the people that I know do not exist in my community. This does not mean that I do not stop talking to them about Rotary and letting them know and putting them together with a Rotary club where they are. So what's the old saying? Meet them where they live. So my club may not benefit from it, but Rotary itself will benefit from it.
That's an interesting point.
You were going to say something?
Yes, I was going to mention something as a segue as well. One of the things that we could look at are what's coming up next week is the youth leadership services. If your club would sponsor an Interact Club or sponsor a youth exchange student to come and visit this country for a year, or send students to the Rotary Youth Leadership Institute. These are people that we don't normally associate with, parents and family members that might say, wow, my kid got so much out of this program. What is this Rotary thing? So by using what we already have, programs that we already exist in Rotary, we can start attracting people that there's no way that we would get to. Someone's parent, some high school student who is interested in going away for a year for youth exchange. Their parents or their family members or friends of their family that see this happen, all of a sudden they know what we do and are becoming more interested in joining.
Good points. Great points. Well, we're just about at the end of our session today. I hope everyone got something out of it. I know I did. It's great to hear the different ideas and so forth. And at this point, I'd like to turn it back over to Vince for conclusion. Vince, final words?
I was having trouble muting. Yeah, tonight's been a very interesting one. Obviously, technology has really impacted our lives, especially because of COVID-19. The more we can rely on technology nowadays, the easier it's going to be for us to be able to do our work. It's amazing, and DAC-DB is such a comprehensive, very dynamic database. It's going to take a long time for us all to learn about it. We'd like to end with the words of RI President-elect Shekhar Mehta. Yesterday during his International Assembly, he was talking about growing membership. his goal is to grow worldwide and now another 100,000 members. And his motto is going to be everyone bring one. In essence, everyone should bring someone to the Rotary Club. If we did that, we'd be doubling, we'd be over 2 million worldwide. But that will be his motto, and that's what he's going to be sharing with us in the coming months and during his year. So let me finish with that. It's been a long night, a good one. I really enjoyed the conversations, and I know there's still a lot more questions that will be coming forth. But thank you, everyone. Get a good rest, and I'll see you. We'll see you next week. Take care. Thank you, Dennis.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.